otherwise be served would not be served. So I don't think that's been clear. I also want to say that in our approach in the past few years, in looking at the budget, we adopted a principle to say that we would try to avoid layoffs of full-time employees. And part of our strategy has been that we want our students working on their studies, and we want our staff taking care of our students. And we've tried to create a climate on campus where everyone wasn't worried about their job or watching their back because they're afraid someone's going to go after their job. And the whole system would begin to unravel as people turned against each other to protect themselves. We have tried to and have been thus far very successful in maintaining a wonderful campus climate with dedicated faculty, staff, administrators, all working on behalf of students. And I think many of the people who spoke bore testament to that. Any decision we make has repercussions and consequences. And our effort, has been mentioned, has been never to take the first step of cutting, but to keep trying to find a way out of the mess that is current state funding for public education in California. It's interesting that this initiative has received so much attention from the local and public and national press. And I hope that the press will attend the Long Beach City College meeting that is going to happen, that's scheduled for April 24th. I have here an article which you can all find by Googling Long Beach Community College layoffs, that they are looking at cutting 55 positions, full-time positions, and then reducing another 96 positions from 12-month jobs to 11 or 10-month jobs. And I want to say that that is a very real consequence for very real people and their families. And it is a road we have been struggling mightily not to go down. I also want to say that we have hundreds of students locked out of classes, and that all of the solutions coming from the state level, from my perspective, although many of them make a lot of sense in terms of advancing student success, the state approach continues to look to who do we cut out of this? Who do we not serve? How do we narrow what community colleges do? And I think that in the long run and in the short run is a terrible, terrible direction. Community colleges are remarkable for how many people they do serve. They do serve the poor and people of color. That is perhaps the main large area. They serve students coming back to take additional classes. They serve high school students. They serve community members. They serve people advancing their careers. They serve people trying to learn basic skills. It is an extraordinary, wonderful, visionary system. And it is absolutely under attack. And we are all public education advocates. I can assure whoever was worried about the Republicans on the board that they're probably not on this board. And our issue is how do we preserve access and quality? Because access is everything, but so is quality. And if we end up with a crummy system, what good does that do you? And if we end up with free access, except there isn't any, what good does that do you? So those are the issues that we have been wrestling with. I'm very happy to hear the comments that speak to working together. I did not always feel it in the comments, but when I did, I appreciate that, the spirit of urgency and resolve and unity. I think that's what we have to try to do, and that we clearly need a much broader discussion and buy-in, and people will have to make decisions. But there is no decision that doesn't have consequences. And part of the question is who gets hurt. Because if we don't find a way to raise revenues and increase classes, students, adjunct faculty, and full-time